And we're back with another episode of Let's Play Dragon Quest. I'm your host, the RPG Guy, and when we last left off, we were like, what, level 4 or something? And now we're level 10, and about an hour and a half of grinding later, man, more like an hour, give or take. We had picked up some new gear, and I figure it needs some explaining what we have. We have the iron axe, the steel armor, the best 2 pieces of gear you can get in this town. We still have the leather shield. We're level 10. We learned some new spells. We've learned fire, sleep, stop spell, and radiant. Radiant pretty much replaces torches, so you don't need torches anymore going forward. Stop spell is kind of like silence. And there are some enemies that you have to be a little wary of that can put you to sleep. And if they put you to sleep, they can constantly just make your day miserable. Because it takes several rounds to get out, and you could end your game, unfortunately. But we're pretty stacked as far as gear goes. We've got the medical herb here, and we still have the Wing of Chimera from the beginning. I used that torch earlier that we had, and I'm going to show you what I used it for. Once we grinded to around level 7 or 8 around here, I decided to head south, because I wanted more XP and money, and I wanted to get a little faster than I was getting it, because staying where we were is going to take too long, and pretty much we're going to another area to grind other stuff, but more importantly, get a really good weapon. And in order for us to achieve this, this is the lowest level and lowest gear you probably could attempt it at, give or take. So hence why the strong armor, and hence why the strong weapon. And so we're gonna head in the swamp cave. We're just gonna head south. Just follow the left wall. Okay, if you don't have radiant, or you don't want to waste a torch, just follow the left wall, and you will eventually lead yourself to another set of stairs that in which we can take south again. And as you can see, just the better axe allows us to kill off scorpions here, or at least damage them. Hence why that axe is a good buy. The copper sword will do some damage, but it won't one-shot them like the axe will. And the axe is only, 300, it's less than 300 more gold. So you may as well just freaking pick it up. I don't see why you wouldn't want to. Alright. And we'll head around and through here. Now the weird part. Okay, so fighting enemies around here, you'll get some better results. There is one enemy to be careful of, and that's because they can put you to sleep. I believe in in the translation, they're wizards. In the original, they were warlocks, I think. But they can put you to sleep, and then you're not going to wake up by the time they nuke you to death. So just be careful. But we have a spell for that, which is spell stop. So, or stop spell or whatever. And you can just use that to pretty much ensure that you don't get your butt kicked. Speak of the devil, here they are. And they can end your game just from casting sleep, and then spamming fireball till you're done. So again, but they give 50 gold and 28 XP, so there's no reason to run away from them. You just want to hope that they don't end your game prematurely. So yeah, we can stand getting hit with fireball. That's fine. You can cast that all day for all I care. Him casting a sleep spell will ruin our day. Alright. Let's head into town here. This is the town of Rimuldar. Now, if you guys remember from what we were reading from the other towns, they kept mentioning this place that sells magic keys, right? I finally left my wife Cleo in the village of Myra and set out to come here. I was attacked by monsters and they stole my money, so now I can't return to Myra. Damn. So, what the people in the town were telling us, what we've read into, is that there's a town that sells magic keys. And that's a good thing. Magic keys are wonderful. And full of bring us prosperity and joy. Now there is one thing. The weapon that we want to get here, let me see, is going to be the steel sword at 1,500 bucks. A little more than we can afford right now. But again, if there's going to be, dare I say, another grinding moment, even though after all of this work we've been doing, Yeah, there's still a little bit more grinding that needs to be done. So we're not out of the woods yet. This is a place of prophecy. Don't tell me who you are because I already know. You're a descendant of the hero Roto. Have you visited the holy monolith? No. Go forth and you will see the monolith to the south. But we're not doing that. Now that I know King Dragon has come and attacked, I won't be able to settle down and start my own business. There may be some weapons and armor in this world that are formidable enough to stand up against King Dragon. Before long, this town will succumb to the demons. Oh, gods! Before we waste time talking to anybody else, I believe what we gotta do is go this way. Again, I can't believe Rock is late again. What the hell is he doing? Let's keep moving around. Careful, careful, careful. Let's head over here. Nice. And magic keys being 16 gold. Now that's okay. Here's the saving grace in this particular Dragon Quest game. The magic keys in this game, in this Super Nintendo remake, are a lot cheaper than I recollect them being in the original Dragon Warrior. With that said, I really don't care that they're cheaper. It's a good thing that they're cheaper because we need plenty of them to open stuff up throughout the game. Okay, let's stop there. How many do we have? 3. Let's get some more. Don't judge. Hey, are we at our limit? Well, did I run out of money? I don't run out of money. I got plenty of money. Okay, so yeah, we're at our limit. So let's go back into the town. Because for the price of 32 some odd gold, we can now go down here. And there is a nut of life. Sweet. Okay. Set up this inn. And we're going to pick up some more keys because there's no reason not to have a full stock of keys because we're going to have to make trips back here whether I want to make them or not, just because of the way that the game is set up. Luckily, they're just so cheap. And at this point, we're just going to keep getting stronger, so there's very little for us to really endgame overall worry about. For now. I should be very specific when I say that. And then that's probably it. Okay. Now, with that said, I do want that better sword. I want that sword. We're roughly at about 236, which means we're going to have to grind this sword. So I'm going to go ahead and do that really quick. It's going to take us probably about 30 minutes. And I know, it just seemed like we just grinded for a long time. That's why I'm like, it takes about an hour and a half for all of it to get done, but I didn't want to skip this because this was kind of important. So, anywho, let me go ahead and do that, and we'll be right back. Okay, so we got ourselves the steel sword, or I think it's the broadsword in the original game. We've got our magic keys, and we've got one wing of Chimera. We're ready to go. And where are we going to go? All the way back to the original starting town. So yeah, we grabbed all this stuff for a reason. We're going to burn through a lot of the keys also, just because we need the inventory space too. Is really what it comes down to. So And any money that we make, we're going to use when we get back to the starting town to buy healing items. The tricky part is just making sure that we get through away from these wizards first and foremost. And then it's smooth sailing all the way back. And you might say, well, why don't you just go back and not make us sit through this? Number one, you're going to sit through it. Number two, it's going to come down to the reason being, did I not equip it? Something's wrong here. Hold on. No, we have it equipped. Okay. For some reason, it didn't seem like it was doing a lot of damage. Anywho, we got to make our way back, and there's a bunch of locked doors that we can now unlock, which is kind of the purpose of it. So back through here. And that way you'll also see a clean trekking of kind of the way back to the first town. So through here we go. Again, we've got Radiant, so we may as well use it. Yeah, imagine playing this game with a really high, like the original, with this absurdly high encounter rate. It would take you forever to get anywhere, which is kind of nice that they lowered it. In the Famicom version, the Super Famicom version, and that's kind of the reason why I went with it, because we could actually moderately progress through the game without. And when we look at how much grinding I've done already, about an hour and 45 minutes worth of grinding. Plus the little extra in the beginning, and we're still not that much further in the game. And that's just the nature of these games. So as much as I'm complaining about that as a problem, it's just this is the type of games that these were back in the day, and you have to, if you want to enjoy these games, you have to kind of let that go past. And the easiest way, somebody asked me once, what is the easiest way to grind in an old school video game? You mute the game, and you turn something on in the background and just plow away at it and save, you know, fight, save, back and forth until you literally get there. Until you get where you need to go and you're all squared away. There is no faster way. I mean, and again, I've been getting comments from people who I made a joke earlier this episode, or in the last episode, where people want to use save states and stuff. And okay, there are games where save states are important, and I do believe in them, because the game doesn't give you ample areas or places to save your game. Okay, that's fine. Okay, but to like load in, like, some people have been making references to like, well, why don't you just load in this mod and this mod? And I'm like, I don't think so. Now, there are exclusions to that, like there are in all things. My philosophy is not always set in stone. But, so here, check this out. So now we have access to the item shop thanks to the magic key, hence why I brought a bunch with us. But there's some stuff where it's like quick loading because you don't get a specific result. I don't agree with. Yes, we did find the shop that sells magic keys. Then you were in Romaldur and must have heard about the fairy flute from my son. No, that's odd. My son Rock should be in Romuldar. We'll deal with the flute later. It's just nice to be able to unlock these areas, so we now have access. Not that we didn't before, but you know, it just makes life easier in the grand scheme of things. Let's keep moving. Do not walk down. Okay, good. I was gonna be like, you walk down, motherfucker, you die. No, so there's elements to it where like, oh, why didn't you use the faster movement mod or something like that, like I did in Phantasy Star 3? And it's like, I wanted to show you how fucking much of a slog it was. And I could have, and that's all fair and whatnot, but the mod I used was a translation mod that helped do a better job of translating the game. So that's the reason why I wanted to use that mod and not something that was just not as big of a deal. So, anywho, that's a personal preference thing for what it's worth. But yeah, like these seeds that we've been using to boost our stats, I don't believe that you need to mid-max to the nth degree like that. If you're mid-maxing in this game, or games like Shining Force and stuff like that, I think you're trying too hard. The only exclusion to that is the mithril weapons, because you have a finite amount of mithril weapons you can get, and sometimes you just don't get lucky. And I don't know. If you want to see all the mithril weapons again, see everything the game has to offer, specific characters and classes, that's where I draw the line and say it's okay. That's where I say it's okay. I draw the line at doing it for stat boosting items, because that's absurd. You don't need that to beat the game. You don't need it. You don't need it to beat this game. You don't need it in most games to quick load little stat boosts like that. Or, oh, I didn't get the level I wanted. I didn't get the stats I wanted when I leveled up. I'm reloading. You're not playing Hoshigami Rune in the Blue Earth, my friend. It does not require that amount of dedication. And I'll be honest too, I overdo my info stuff for the Shining series, but I can live with that, because the little stuff that I overdo is more for academic purposes. It's not for how you should never play. If you're playing the game the way I grinded, the way I was grinding and everything, you're playing the game wrong. I'm just telling you that up front. You ain't playing them game right. So just keep that in mind. Because there's no, and again, ultimately there's no wrong way to play it. It's just that there is an extent to where I feel that you're no longer playing the game the way it was intended to be played. You're at a certain point, it's cheating. And if you're going to cheat to play a game, then why are you bothering to play it? You know what I mean? So I'm just saying it's kind of how I objectively look at the concept of cheating. It's like, if you're stuck and you need to use a guide, I'm okay with that. I don't know anybody who's not. The other, that's a different story. But if you're just constantly dicking around and, if you're just using a guide and getting through the game first time, oh, guide, here we go. Gonna use a guide. I feel like that's kind of disingenuous to the experience. And again, maybe I'm biased in that. Because like a lot of these games you couldn't cheat back in the day unless you owned like a Game Shark or a Game Genie of some sort. So for me, it's like not gonna do it. These games don't require that much skill to complete, as long as you're talking to everybody and doing everything possible. And look at that. Would you like a magic key? One key is only 24 gold. So see, now we don't even have to travel great distances to buy them. That's why we went to that town. Because I do believe you have to go to the town to get access to that guy. When rain and sun join, a rainbow bridge will be produced, or so the ancient legends says. And look at that, they even had that in Dragon Quest XI. Reference to that. Let us pray for the hero, may the light be with you. Focus strength has completely recovered. You've traveled on such a difficult journey at a young age. The least I can do is pray for your safety. Looking for underground chamber, I hear there's one somewhere in this castle. There's much danger if you advance past this point. Your strength will be drained considerably. If you don't have enough courage, come through. We'll deal with that later. Okay. Which really isn't dealing with anything. I do believe you can't walk around. If you could, I'm going to be pissed because I didn't have to... No, yeah, you have to have a magic key to get to that particular location. Now before we go anywhere or do anything else here, let's go ahead and make a save. And then we'll be on a larger trek here. We haven't, I've been back here a couple of times to save, but nothing too major. Which really, to be honest with you, I haven't been back here that much, because I haven't been worrying too much about that. You can see we came back at around level 7. Now we're level 11, so we're doing pretty darn good here. So we're going to hit up the town for some healing items, and then we're going to move on. To kind of get some more free shit, as far as I'm concerned. And then we deal with the next big element of what's coming up in the game. We have 6 magic keys. We really, I think, what do we need? 2 of them? 3, technically. In the long run. So let's go ahead And let's come down here. We'll just buy some medical herbs. Pretty much till he tells us we can't buy anymore. Can't hold anymore, so now we're done. Alright, you guys have been patient enough, so now let's move forward. But before that, I believe we have magic keys out the ass. And this is holy water to help ward off monsters. We don't want it right now. We will later. Because these level 1 enemies are just going to be so fucking annoying. Alright, so now we need to head all the way to the west. But we gotta, in order to go all the way to the west, we kind of gotta go up and over. Hence why we went to that one town early on. The very next town, the second town we went to after the first town. The reason we're doing that is primarily that it helps with the logistics of where to go, because there's not really a map, right? We don't have access to a map anyway. And so figuring out where to go can be a little wonky. And your best bet is usually, when in doubt, follow the plains. And then eventually you're going to have to go into forests and mountains and stuff. Or hills. And figure out where you got to go from there. So when it's all said and done, it's all easy until you actually have to venture off the beaten path a little bit. You can see why the holy water is a nice little option. Because these little fights are not worth it. But we power through them so quickly, I'm not annoyed by it. And it all accumulates and adds up later. You know? Oh, he dodged. Motherfucker. And he's down. And almost there, because we're going to use another key, I believe, that we have on us. Just so we can use it, so to speak. Alright, so now that we're in... Oh, I walked right by where we need to go. Is it your desire to venture into the grave of Garai? The silver harp found... the sound of the silver harp can call monsters and send them rushing to you. Stop your journey now and leave this place. Suck it, bro. A long time ago, I traveled to a town called Domdora. I spent the most wonderful time at an inn run by a delightful old man. Wonder how he's doing now. Where's the entrance to the grave of Garai, you ask? I regret that I can't tell you that. Try searching for yourself. Well, that's fine. And there's a copper sword that we can sell. A torch that we can also sell. Yes, we need to throw stuff away anyway. What? Oh, I need to use those nuts. Let's go ahead and wait on that. We'll give up the torch. Let's go ahead and use the agility seed. Yeah. Nah. The magic nut. We'll open this for posterity, but we'll throw it away right away. Once this dipshit moves out of the fucking way. Hey, fuckstick, let's go. I got treasure to grab. Oh, you bastard. Heathen. Come on. Oh, you dick. You son of a bitch. Again, why can't I just come up and around? Come on. You're killing me, Smalls. I might have to exit the area and come back. If he's not gonna fucking move. He's not moving. He's pretty content with where he's at. Oh, you opened that door with the key. Well, it's about time. Here you go. Take this key. This key is quite important. Ho, ho, ho. Probably holding on to that prematurely. Let's leave this. It's not going to reset him. Let's reset the whole town. Because that's just going to piss me off. That I can't grab it because some fat asshole's in my way. Yeah, we have to use another key. Keep that in mind, too, that you might have to grab keys again and use them over and over for reasons. So, yeah, that's why I was kind of bitter about this, because this dude's going to take forever to get out of the way. If he'll even get out of the way. And if he won't, then we'll just have to say fuck it and not worry about this chest forever. Because, yeah, RNG be damned. Come on, come on, yeah! Free at last, free at last. And that's worth it. That's a lot of money. All right, fuck stick, let's go. Move that ass. There we go. All right. Yeah, I would have hated to leave money behind like that. All right, we're gonna sell off what we don't need, which is the copper sword. We're going to sell off the torch. So instead of grinding levels for cash, we could have just done this. But I'm saving up for something for later, so I have my reasons. I don't know what our health is at, but we're going to go ahead and burn 6 gold. Why? Because I said so. Chumps. Tastes like healing. Let's get out of here. How dare they make me use that bridge? I refuse. Alright, so from here we're going to head south. Not necessarily fully along the coast, but we're going to head south, and we'll see a bridge. And from the bridge, we will then head south again. As we go south, we will see a mountain. And like a mountain range kind of coming out from the east. And that'll tell us when we need to start going east. And if you see a swamp, you know you're going the right way. We're not going in the swamp, but we know we're going the right way at that point. And there's our swamp, there's our mountain range. We just head east, and this will take us to a cave. Slimes, really? Really? Hit me up with slimes, are you? In we go. I guess I could have saved that torch, but we're already here. Spells, radiant. The blessings of light. And we're on the move. Big open dungeon-like area. We're gonna explore it all. Personally, I forget what's in here, but it's mostly consumable items. So if you're expecting like something fancy or high-end or anything like that, be prepared to be disappointed. Just to say. I see some pillars. So let's go. Not quite. I believe we gotta keep going. Not ready to go south yet. Because there's not much on this floor. It's all on the second floor of this dungeon that you really care about what's there. Die, Scorpion. There's the way down. You know what, though? Hold on. think. Nice. Let's keep moving. Still not quite there yet. Let's head this way. See those pillars is pretty much where we want to go. And then sweet. Thrown into another battery here. Nothing there. We're just gonna find a handful of goodies down here. Some of them, I think one or two of them is not relevant. The rest is, so. Money. The torch we don't need. We need as much inventory space as we can muster here. Okay, that's everything. Gotta figure out where we're going here in a way. Let me think here. I'm trying to figure out which way to go, because there's some other chests that we also want to get a hold of, but I'm trying to remember where they are. It's going to be a matter of, I want to say they're in the south parts, so we should just get what's up here first before we start backtracking like that. We're not necessarily backtracking, but going deeper to getting less relevant stuff. So there's the iron shield, which is nice. So that iron shield. And there's the warrior's ring. And there we go. Nice. So let's keep moving here. We're gonna head pretty far down. There's string seed. And a magic nut. Oh, we need to use them right away then. Right before I could do it. Oh no. Chakima! Alright. Let's use that string seed pronto. Nice. Magic nut. Alright. I think we're good to go. Let's go ahead and use the wing of the Chimera. Okay. It's not like other Dragon Quest games. Why do I keep thinking that it is? So now we have the luxury of having to get out of here, which is easier said than done. And getting lots of money and gold and crap to sell because we can't use the oop. There we go. Because we can't use our old shield and stuff, so we got at least that to sell. Wizards down. Yeah, they're not as big of a threat anymore now that we can one-shot them with that broadsword. Nice. We slowly gotta make our way out of here. Oh boy. Get easier said than done. So we see the pillars. Kind of just go back the way we came. Slowly but surely we'll get out of here. I believe that stairway doesn't lead. I think it leads to a dead end, which is why I'm not making the effort to go that way. Hey, we leveled. Oh, that's a nice little level there too. Not gonna lie. Learned outside. Is this the spell I think it is that gets us? Here we go. Woo! Now we gotta walk all the way back to the kingdom. That's not a joke. We gotta walk all the way back there. Now what we can do is restock on our keys when we get there. That's definitely something I want to do. Sell off the old shield. What else are we carrying on us? I should definitely look at that. I'm probably going to get rid of that because that did nothing. Well, wait a minute. Hold on. Okay. See, I get my Dragon Quest games mixed up. They bring us right back here. So we do want to have a wing of Chimera on us at all times, too, so we can just easily come back to the main town and allow us to save. Let's go ahead and sell off unnecessary dribble. So we don't need the leather shield. Right now, do we need to come in? Yeah, we'll grab a Chimera Wing. We don't. It doesn't leave us a lot of room to carry stuff. Well, that's fine. With a Chimera Wing, we can always come back here and walk our goofy asses all the way out there. So that's kind of the whole point of it. I forgot we could. It was an escape item. Oh, that sucks. Well, we can buy them in town. So there's other towns in the game we can buy them from. And since we got to go next anyway, we can buy it from that town. So, not worried about it. Okay, with that said, though, let's hit up the inn. No, we don't need to hit up the inn here. Because we can heal for free at the castle. The castle. Gotta love how the magic doors reclose after you use them. But we'll heal up, we'll refill our magic keys, and then, of course, we'll save. Because when we come back, we're actually going to do something that's part of the story for a change. We did pretty much what we did is some serious overworld exploration. We got the hero's ring, you know, which is our little warrior's ring or whatever. And so statistically, we should be quite good. So attack 75, defense 62. We've got the best armor, not the best armor available to us. There was some magic armor, but it's over 7,000 gold. We don't have that. The steel sword is probably the best weapon we can get, arguably within reason right now. And the iron shield, of course, is the best shield we can get within reason as well. So with that said, we're as geared up as we can be. We've got a bunch of magic spells that will help us do what we need to do. At this point of the game, it's really just a matter of now starting to move forward. There will be grinding sessions ahead, though, because we're going to eventually need access to money, more money. Money. But jokes aside, aside from that, rather, there's a handful of things we got to do. So, with that said, I want to thank you guys for stopping by. Like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. Check out my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Studios, for more live gaming action, because when we come back, we will be graciously, finally, for many of you wondering, we'll finally be moving forward in the game. And again, like I said, you want to make sure you at least have a magic key, because we're going to need that, at least one. So either you get it here or you get it at the other town, depending on what version you're playing. So anyway, thanks for stopping by, guys, and we'll see you guys next time.